telecoms industry is currently going through a considerable amount of change. This change is driven by the much needed transformation that's taking place across the industry. Centre to this transformation is mobility, because of course mobile is now the chosen means of communications used by the majority of citizens of EMEA and in fact across the world. The mobile ecosystem is in a state of transformation as user demand is fundamentally changing, as users want smarter devices and they want to use a multitude of new applications on those smarter devices. So that means the various players involved in the mobile ecosystem are having to alter their strategies and decide where they want to play in the overall marketplace. And by those types of players I mean software vendors, device manufacturers, systems integration companies, cloud services companies, and of course mobile operators themselves. The countries across EMEA are fundamentally different as well. So when you look at the market that mobile operators play in, they are all very, very different. They differ from the perspective of demands and culture. They differ from the perspective of the level of competition faced by mobile operators. Penetration levels are very different in different countries. And of course there are other challenges as well that are very unique to particular country markets. So we must never forget that EMEA is made up of very, very many individual country markets when it comes to looking at the mobility sector. And just to give you an example, IDC forecast the spending across EMEA for mobile voice and mobile data services. And currently we're looking at an overall market growth of about 2% on average year-on-year growth to the year 2016. Voice as the main part of that is slightly declining, so most of the growth is in the data market, which is set to grow by 7% per year on average. Now if we look at the various sub-regions of EMEA, we see a very, very different picture. Western Europe, for instance, is set to grow at only 1% on average per year, with voice market declining by 3% while data market increases by 5%. However, very importantly, by the end of the forecast period, which in this case is 2016, voice and data will be about the same. So data will start to more than offset the declining voice market, which is a very important milestone that we've reached in the overall evolution of the mobile market in Western Europe. If we look at Central and Eastern Europe, on the other hand, there is no growth there forecast over the period to 2016, voice declining by 2% and data increasing by 6%. However, data is only 35% of the overall market by 2016, so a long way to go there in terms of one being able to effectively offset the other. And finally, of course, Middle East and Africa is a completely different market. Overall market there is growing by 4% on average during the forecast period. And of course, we've got plenty of new subscribers coming onto the market across Middle East and Africa, which will boost not only the data revenues, but also the voice associated revenues. One of the main challenges faced by mobile operators these days is the dramatically increasing growth in traffic generated on their networks. This is of course driven by the fact that users are generating a lot more data traffic and in fact a lot more video traffic as well. So the level of traffic on the network is absolutely booming or soaring out of control. That brings with it two major challenges for the mobile operator. First of all, of course, it has to try and monetize that increased traffic. And secondly, it has to enhance its network so that the network can deal effectively and efficiently with the increase or dramatic increase in user-generated traffic. So from a former's perspective, of course, the mobile operator needs to adopt a strategy that takes into account the needs of the users and the changes that are taking place in the ecosystem around the user, i.e. mobile devices, types of applications, so on and so forth. And from the latter's perspective, of course, they have to develop and enhance their network to drive network efficiency and also look at it from a business opportunity perspective. So enable the mobile operator to use its network to offer more effective services on a far more efficient basis. The challenges, of course, these challenges can be opportunities for those operators that get the mix right or get their strategies right. And these challenges map very well onto IDC's third platform for ICT growth. This platform is, of course, based on 4 pillars, which are mobility, cloud services, social business and big data. And if we just take big data as an example, this is very important for mobile operators because there's a dramatic increase in the number of things connected to the internet via mobile networks. That's things as opposed to individuals, of course. So there will be effectively millions and billions of things connected to the internet over the course of the next few years, and the mobile operator needs to figure out exactly where it wants to play, particularly in the machine-to-machine market, which controls the Internet of Things. It's guaranteed a place, of course, as a connectivity provider, but if it really wants to embrace the opportunity around the Internet of Things, then it must start offering additional value to its clients in terms of playing a little higher up the value scale from the perspective of providing M2M services as well as connectivity. IDC's approach to looking at the mobile market is very much based on bottoms-up research. And as a result, we have a distributed base of analysts which are located across the EMEA region, and they look at each of the country markets individually, and it all rolls up into one EMEA picture at the end of the day. And that means we can actually look at the specific challenges that mobile operators, for instance, face in each of the countries that they're trying to operate in. We present our research in the form of regular reports and studies which cover the various aspects of the mobile ecosystem. So that will provide insight, opinion, market data, for instance, and also perhaps most importantly enable our clients to have direct access to the individual analysts that are responsible for either particular parts of the mobility ecosystem or particular geographies across the EMEA environment. Also for customers that need specific help on specific areas, IDC is also in a position to offer consulting services where we can take our knowledge and insight and apply that to a very specific project that a client might want us to undertake for them. We hope you found this website, which focuses very much on our mobility research, useful. And if you have any more queries or inquiries, then feel free to contact us directly. Thank you.